Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials on any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay guys, so let's get started. So today I'm going to talk about one of the very important tool as part of the DevOps, and that is what is Ansible. What is Ansible, right? This is the tool which I'm going to talk about. Now, if you look at this here, this tool basically, when we talk about Ansible, then typically we say configuration management. So if you ask someone what is Ansible, so people will say it's a configuration management tool. Okay. Now the question is, what is configuration management? So here you have a three word: configuration management tool. So now when you say configuration management, that means what configuration? So basically when you say configuration, then we are talking about the configuration of server. Okay. So we talk about the configuration server. Now resources of server. Now next thing is configuration of server, but exactly what is there in the server? So now if you look at this here, these are the things which you can find in the server, and these are the small set of it. You can find many things in the server. So these are, we call it, resources in server. So when you look at any server, then you see file, you see directory, you see user, group, bash, batch, PowerShell, YAM, apt, service, package, and many more. So what do you find? So you want to configure these resources, okay, these resources in server, and you want to manage that configuration for servers. See here, what is Ansible? So Ansible is a configuration management tool of what? Servers. Understand? Multiple servers. Okay, so that means through Ansible you can manage the configuration for what? These resources of server, multiple servers. Okay, multiple servers. Okay, now when you say okay configuration, then what configuration we are talking about? So basically here we are talking about, look at these resources. These resources has certain property, we call it parameters in Ansible. So these resources, for example, file, you want to see the files property. So open up this and you see here properties. See here, created, modify, access, many properties are there, right? So basically here through Ansible you configure the resources, properties, parameter, and what are the actions you can take. So basically what can you do with the file? Simple thing, what can you do that? So either you can create a file and delete a file. What you can do to the directory? You can create a file and delete it, create a directory or delete a directory. What can you do with the user? So either you can create, delete, edit. What can you do the group? So you can add, delete, edit. What can you do the bash? You can run the command. You can batch, run the command. PowerShell, what you can do, run the command. YAM, you can install, remove. Service, you can start, stop, enable, disable. Package, you can install, remove, update. So here in the server, understand that in each server these are the resources, and you want to change their properties through parameters and do some actions on it, and you want to do for the multiple server. That is the reason we are using Ansible. Okay, so did you understand that why we call a configuration management tool Ansible, why we call it an configuration management tool? Did you understand this, guys?
Rajesh, am I audible?
Yeah, tell me.
Hey Rajesh, I just joined. I'm so sorry. If you can repeat quickly because I have just joined. I'm so sorry for that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was talking about what is Ansible. Okay. What is Ansible? So we were talking about Ansible is a configuration management tool. Now the question is why we call configuration management tool. So I was talking about configuration for server. So configuration management for server. So now the question was what is there in the server? So whatever you see in the server, you manage the configuration of it. For example, file directory, user group, this, that, and all. And then you manage the configuration of it. So basically, what kind of configuration? So you want to do something on this. So these are the actions you do something, or you change the some property of this configuration. So at a large scale, when you do that, let's say 10 machine, 20 machine, you want to change the configuration, then we use the configuration. And then we say you can do with the Ansible. So then we say Ansible is a configuration management tool. So for example, see here, uh, you want to, let's say, install just simple thing. When you want to say you want to install one package here in this machine, okay, you want to install one package. So this is okay, but you want to install, and this is taking less than 10 minutes, but you want to install in thousands of servers, same thing. So what are you going to do about this? And you want this 10 minutes only, not like 10 is to 1000. No, you want the parallel activity. So for that, you need to have some tools which has a capability of that. Make sense, guys? Make
Rajesh.
sense, guys?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Rajesh.
Got it?
So like I have a different directory structure. In this case, Ansible work.
What is that?
I have a different directory structure in each and every server. It's not matching standard. We are not maintaining the standard directory structure. So in this case, I want to push one script. So in this case, Ansible will work.
Yes, of course. You want to push one script on thousands of server at one place. That is for Ansible. It's the job of Ansible. So Ansible do any task of this on the multiple server. It can do parallelly any task. So here, this is the Ansible. This is Ansible server, and this has a thousands of server. Parallelly, it can do n number of tasks, any task. Basically, we can manage the. It can configure their resources and stuff like that. Make sense?
Yeah.
Got it?
Hi Rajesh.
Yeah. Tell me.
Rajesh, one question is there. I got a call from the company. My CV has been shortlisted, but they are asking for automation in Chef. So, what is exactly the automation will do? Can you elaborate somewhat?
Automation in Chef, something like Ansible only. Ansible, Puppet, Chef, Salt, CF Engine. These are the tools which is for the same problem, which is called configuration management. So and Chef also, we have a something similar problem statement, like you want to manage a multiple server, but this time not Ansible through Chef. Okay, so that is the thing. That is also configuration management tool or deployment tool, whatever you want to say that. So when you
So
say
we have
problem statement, that means yes, problem
we
statement is simple. You have a thousands of server. You want to install your applications in thousands of server. How can you do that? So you should not tell, okay, if one server is taking 10 minutes, so 1000 is to 10, you should take 10,000 minutes. No, it should be 10 minutes only. So for that, what we do? Use Ansible or Chef or Puppet tools like that.
do you have Chef video sessions in LMS?
So just check with Mantosh, he'll help you with that. Yeah. Are you the part of the MD course or DevOps course?
DCP course.
Okay, just talk to Mantosh, he'll help you with that. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
As
okay.
part of DCP, we have Ansible, by the way. Okay.
No, actually, I got a call, so that's why I'm asking to you.
No problem. Yeah, just talk to Mantosh.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
guys. So so this is Ansible. So typically we can also say it's a deployment tool also. So you can deploy your packages. So Ansible, guys, is written in Python. Yes, this tool is written in Python, and this is from the one of the company which is called Red Hat, leading Linux distribution company, Red Hat. Now they have a different kind of releases. They have a two kind of releases. One is community version, one is enterprise version. So when you look at the community version, this is an Ansible. Okay, Ansible, the one which I'm training you. But this is a command line. This is a free and open source. Now enterprise version is a GUI basically. It's a tower. We call it tower. So basically it has a command line, also GUI, and it's a paid software. We do have a one enterprise AWS available actually. This is a community. This is a free actually. This is free, but the problem here is this is not a stable release. This is a copy of tower, but the latest version of tower which is not tested properly, they release as part of the AWS. Okay, so this is free, but it's not recommended for the production system. So this is the AWS. Now Ansible's feature is powered by plugins. So any feature in Ansible you see, this is nothing but it's coming from the plugins. And now Ansible has thousands of modules and thousands of roles. Now question is what is a module? That I'm going to talk about it. Okay, and what is the role? I'm going to talk about it. The latest version of Ansible is version 2.x. Okay, 2.729 or something like that. Okay, so this is the Ansible. So did you understand that, guys? What is Ansible? Why we call it Ansible as a configuration management? So yes, it save your time, cost, improve efficiencies, and things like that. Is that okay for everyone? Did you understand what is Ansible?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yeah, Rajesh.
Okay. Now the question is why we need to use Ansible. Simple statement. You want to manage multiple server and their configuration parallelly. That's a simple statement. But it also, it's easy, it's a DSL for the server configuration management. DSL means domain specific language for managing the server. So it's easy to learn, test, extend, debug, and share compared to other programming languages. Ansible is also IDOM potent. What is IDOM potent? Means IDOM potent means Ansible will check if I'm installing something, that software is already installed or not. If it is already installed, then why will I will not install? So this functionality is called IDOM potent, where they check whatever you wanted, whether it's available in that server or not. If it is there, then it will not do the changes. It will move on to the do the next thing actually. Again, Ansible is cross-platform. That means you can use in the Windows, Linux, and stuff like that. Why? Because Ansible is written in Python, and Python is also cross-platform, so you can use this. Now, if you don't like Ansible, then yes, you may be using Puppet, Chef, Salt, CF Engine. So these are the tools which we have in this category for the configuration management. Okay, but in this course, as part of this course, DCP and MD, we are talking about Ansible. Why? Because Ansible is more popular tools compared to Puppet, Chef, and Salt and CF Engine. Okay, so that's one of the reasons. Now the question is, what is architecture? What is architecture? So as part of the architecture, we have a three component, guys. We have a human like us, we have ACS like Ansible control server, and ARS, Ansible remote server. So here it's like this. This is us. We control the ACS. ACS and ACS control multiple ARS. ARS1, ARS2, ARS3, ARS4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this can be Windows, this can be Linux, and this is ACS. These are all are ARS 1, 2, 3, 4. So here this anything whichever you do here, it go and deploy the changes in the parallelly to four machines. Here in 4, but it can be 40 also, it can be 500 also. So here this we call it ACS, this we call it ARS, Ansible remote server, and this we call it as DevOps engineer. Okay, so as part of the architecture we have three people: ACS, ARS, and him. Did you understand this, guys? Did you understand this?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Now the
So,
question is, what is
so
there in?
ACS can be on any platform, right? Either it's Windows or Unix.
No, no, no. So I'm talking about right now. So ACS guys has to be Linux 64-bit only. This is ACS. It has to be Linux 64-bit RHEL or Debian only. Okay. Now ARS can be Windows and Linux any. See here. So ACS Linux 64-bit, ARS it can be Windows, Linux 32-bit, 64-bit, anything. ACS, when you have a Linux 64-bit, it has to be Python. By the way, Python is installed by default 2.7.x, which is so it's not needed. Whereas if ARS is Linux, you need to have a Python, but if it is a Windows, then PowerShell 3.0 and .NET 4.5. It's a prerequisite. By the way, let me tell you, nowadays all the Windows is coming by default with PowerShell 3.0 and .NET 4.5. But in Linux also this is coming default. So no need to install, just for information purpose. Now ACS, you have to install Ansible. Ansible is one of the executable. And here you don't need to install anything because it's a no agent. The question is, you must be asking then how the deployment will happen. Let's say you deploy from here to here, how this will be run. So basically, actually, here the communication from ACS to ARS, if it is a Windows, they're communicating through HTTP protocol. Now in Windows, who's empowering the HTTP protocol? WinRM. So basically, yes, in Windows, you have to install the WinRM also. By default, it's enabled 2016 onwards, but before that, it's not coming. So you have to make sure that. In a Linux SSH, which is also coming by default. So more or less, this is everything is agentless. Why? Because Python is there, PowerShell 3.0, .NET 4.5, all these are coming by default. So don't have to do anything. That's how it is. So these are the specification of ACS and ARS. Okay, is that clear for everyone?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, now someone has asked a question in the morning session. What is a DSL? What is a domain specific language? Or what is a DSL? So here I said, right, DSL. What is a domain specific language? So just for explaining him, I said, okay, initially we got the compile language like a C, Java, C++. So we were doing software development in 1 year. Then we got an interpreted language like Python, PHP, and all. I mean, it got reduced. Now then we got a declarative language like YAML, JSON, XML, and then software development got reduced because of we started declaring it with the help of domain specific language. That means nowadays there is a languages for so many. Nowadays you see that languages for everything. When it's in languages, there is a tool basically for everything, like server management, Ansible, Puppet, Chef, this, that. Infrastructure management, Terraform. You have a, let's say, build management, Gradle, Maven, Ant. You want anything you do nowadays, we declare the program. Okay, so it's become a fashion of domain specific language, that nowadays we get a program, we have to learn the languages for the particular problems only, not for entire problem like a Java or C++. So that way it's become easier to learn, share, debug, and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. You can learn Ansible in 1 day, whereas if you spend 6 months of time frame in Java, it will be very less for you. Okay, so it's like that. So this is the domain specific language. Now the question is, what are the components of ACS, Ansible Control Server? We need to understand. So guys, when you install Ansible, understand that you get install executable. That's the one thing. Okay, Ansible executable. When you install Ansible, you get executable, but also it comes with the plugins. Let me tell you here, when I say plugins, then it's a feature in Ansible, okay, which is inbuilt, and you can develop your own plugins also, but that's out of the scope right now. So most of the plugins, you find it too much to use to begin with. Okay, now you will find Ansible modules, and now you will find thousands of modules. Now the question is, what is a modules? What is a modules? So this is something very important. Modules, thousands of modules. So basically guys, see, think about it. You want to do something in ARS, this machine, something. When I say something, that means what? Either you want to copy some file, delete some file, install some file, start the service, change something, modify something, start something, remove something, remove some configuration, add some configuration, add user, remove user, anything, whatever you want to do, anything. For everything, Ansible has given you one module for it. Yes, for everything. Let's say delete, there is one module. Copy, there is one module. Package installation, there is one module. Running a shell script, there is one module. You creating user, there is one module. Starting the services, there is one module. So basically, for everything, there is a module. So now, thousands of modules are there. So anything which you want, so remember, you have to use modules. Now, when you install Ansible in the ACS server, all these modules comes along with it. So there's a difference in plugin and module. Understand that. Plugins is basically an additional feature of Ansible in ACS, but modules is the kind of script which runs in your ARS. Okay, understand that. So that's the difference. Now, so it's a way to do one thing in ARS. It's also, you can call it unit of work to be done by module in ARS, such as copy, delete, install, service, and start. So guys, this is the module. Now there is a last component which you have when you install Ansible. Ansible configuration. So where is the Ansible configuration? This is the location. When you install Ansible, this file will be there. Now basically there is a one default setup is there, but any change in the behavior of Ansible, understand that Ansible behavior, if you want to change this, then you have to use this file. Again, you have a 200 entries over there. You have to modify as per your wish, as per your requirement, and so on. One modification I'll make it during the demo, then you'll understand like that and you'll get started. So guys, when you install Ansible, you get executable, you get a plugin, you get a modules, you get a config file, and all this thing you get it when in ACS upon installation of Ansible. Make sense, guys?
Can we create our own module as well, Rajesh?
Yes, very much. These modules are not, see, understand that what is a module? Module is just a code, simple code. For example, you want to copy some file from one place to another place. So here, when you say copy, then required the two parameter. Think about it. Parameter, source, destination, and the logic you'll write. So basically, you'll ask the module, give me the source and destination, rest of the things. I will do that for on behalf of you. That's module. Getting points. Delete. What parameter is needed? Give me the file and path of the deletion. Install. What parameter you need? Give me the package name. I will install it. Service. What service you want to install? Give me the service name. I will start this. I'll stop this. So these are the modules, which is very generic module created by community and Ansible for us. And there are thousands of it. Thousands. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now the question is another component you will find in the Ansible that is called inventory, Ansible inventory. Typically we call Ansible inventory. Now who's creating Ansible inventory? Us, me, you, DevOps engineer. Now that is something you need to understand. What is inventory? In a simple way, guys, you look at this list of IP address of ARS server. See, you want to deploy something here from ARCS. So this IP address I should know here somewhere. It should be in that file, right? Then only I'll deploy through SSH or WinRM, right? So this inventory you can copy inside the inventory the list of IP address of ARS server. This you can pass over the command line also, you can put it in the file also, and you can put it in the scripts also. It's up to you, but we'll use file as part of this demo. Now file will have a group which I'll show you during the demo. So inventory, basically when we say inventory or host file, sometimes you call it a host file, sometimes you call it inventory. So whenever people say inventory, that means list of IP address of ARS in file or command line or something like that. Okay, this we will write it. Next component of Ansible is ACS Ansible playbook. Now the question is, what is a playbook? This we need to understand very well. It's very important. This we need to understand. What is a playbook? So guys, playbook is nothing but script which you execute for the changes in ARS. Simple. Script. Where it get executed? Playbook. It's here, but executed where? Here. You write here. Playbook written by you. That's the job of the DevOps engineer, writing playbook. You write in ACS, or you copy from somewhere else to ACS. ACS send this playbook to ARS and execute one by one sequence 1 2 3 4 like that 1 2 3 4. But the question is, what is a playbook? So guys, it's a script which you execute in for changes in ARS and it's in format of YAML, and it has a play. It has a plays, multiple play. Okay, but the question is coming in my mind, what is play? So guys, each play is a YAML format. Each place has two entry, host and task. Understand that? It's a script. So each play, you have a host and task. Now the question is, what is host? So here host will represent where, understand that, where you want to run the task which you will write here, but where do you want to run it? So you want to run in the same machine, localhost, or all the machine of the inventory which is here, or group of the inventory which is here. This is the group of the file, group of the inventory, or ungroup. So these are the options you will write. That means simply this is a script. Playbook is a kind of script which is in YAML format, has a play format. Okay, so here it says host entry. Host entry means where you want to run this, which task, tasks, which task, this task. Here you have a task 1, task 2, task 3. Now the question is, what is a task? Guys, task is nothing but a module 1 and its parameter. For example, install HTTPD is one task. Module 2, copy index.html, another task, which is a module. Module 3. So guys, now important thing, look at this. This is the playbook. Right, YAML has play. Each play you have a host. From where it is come? From here. And what task? The module. All these modules and the parameters. Now the most important question is, again back, what are the modules, list of modules what we have? That is the most important question. So now why to ask me? You can ask Google. Let's ask Google Ansible modules, because everything is all over the modules, right? So modules, enter. See module index, and if you look at this, I said thousands of modules. These are the category of thousands of modules. All module, cloud module, clustering module, command module, crypto module, database module, file modules, and blah blah blah. These are the category. If you click on one, again you get so many modules. See here, files module. Look at this. If you want to copy some file, see here, this is the file module. Okay, this is one of the module. Like that, thousands of modules. So for each and every task there is a module. Now here you have explanation, some use cases. Parameter, I said module reads the parameter. You see that carefully. Each module you have this table in the official documents. These are the parameters. These are the parameters. See here, this parameter is string type. Explanation is given. This parameter is boolean type. Yes and no. Why no is in green? Because if you use this one, automatically this set no. No, that's a default value. No, that's the reason it's in green. See again is string. Again see destination. Why? Where is it's required? Why? What is required? So all these parameters are optional. You can use it, you cannot use it, but this has to be used. Okay, so like this, you have so many modules. And important thing, you should go to the action. For copy has no action. Other modules, let's check it out. File. All other modules will have a action state. Okay. See here. What exactly doing? File module. Manage files and file properties. Again, it's a table, same table, and again required. But here you should see state. These are the state. What you want to do with the file? You want to delete the file, or you want to create a directory, or you just want to check the file exists or not? You want to create a hard link, soft link, touch. So what do you want to do? Default is this one. If you want to change, you have to write it specifically. So this is the files. So like this, guys, let's look at a few more modules. Go for packaging module. You want to install something, packaging module. See, anything you want to install, every modules you have it. So my packaging is like APT.
To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
Sorry, it's not Ubuntu, it's a RHEL, right? Yum. So here it is. See, Yum module will work only in the RHEL. Okay, see here and see state. What do you want to do? So Yum remove, install, latest installation, check that it's there or not, and install, removed. All this explanation. Okay, let's try one more module. System module, category. Inside the service, you want to start some service in the thousands of machine, you can use this module. Service module. See here, managing services. What do you want? State. Look at this. Reload the service, restart the service, started the service, stop the service. Here you have to give the name of service required. That's what the things is. So what I'm trying to tell you here is very simple thing, and that is you have thousands of module where you're going to declare it inside a playbook under the task module and their parameters. So guys, did you understand the skeleton of playbook? Did you understand this?
Rajesh.
Did you understand this?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Okay, now let's go for the demo. Okay, so I'm going to install this and I'm going to write the playbook and I'm going to run it. Before that, let me tell you here, let's recap this thing. We did talk about what is Ansible. Then we talk about risk configuration management, why Ansible, other tools, architecture, ACS, ARS, ACS, ARS, and then what is there in ACS, executable plugins, module, config, what is inventory, playbook, and finally we will run it. So let's get started. So I'm going to use AWS, create some instance. CentOS, marketplace, so I'll go for 1 CPU, 2 GB RAM. I need a 3 machines. Storage is okay. Here, Ansible. Default. Review. Launch. Here, launch. Okay, guys. I got these 3 machines. 1 machines I'll make it ACS. Remaining 2 machines I'll make it ARS. ACS. And this is ARS. ARS. Okay. I will now note down the IP address of this. This is ACS. and this is ARS, 2 ARS. Both are Linux in my case. Okay, now in ACS I'm going to install the Ansible. Now installations URL and all I've shared in the chat window. This is the place you can get the instruction. These are the commands I have to run it. So let's do that here. So I'm going to log into ACS. And here chatting, colors and appearance, 16, click OK, apply. I think it got hacked. Let me restart it. Yes, CentOS. Sudo -s. Okay, so now I'm just following. So Ansible is being installed. Is being installed. Okay, so now I install this Ansible. Now let's validate. So guys, I said when you install the Ansible, you get executable, right? So look at this. Which Ansible? Look at this. Which Ansible See, and if you do ls and bn ansible star, see multiple executable you see here. These are all Ansible executable. Where is the plugins you get it? So you want to see the plugins. Plugins will enhance the feature of Ansible. Don't need to know actually, but yes, just for the information knowledge. So if you do the -FN version, so here you go to this location, okay, and you see here, this is the one directory. See here. So all this feature, whatever in Ansible you see, that is coming because of this plugin concept. Plugins is enhancing the feature of Ansible. But if you want to do something in the ARS server, then you have a modules. This is the same category I have shown you here. Here, these are the same category here. See, cloud, files, inventory, all this thing. So this is the modules. Okay. So now this is the modules. Okay. Now you want to see Ansible configuration. So here you have configuration file. See, a lot of entries are there. Mostly it's commented because the default is set. If you really don't want that behavior, you have to uncomment and change that, whatever it is. And no restart required because Ansible is a command line tool. Okay, so it's not a service where you require a restart. It's not a web application and stuff like that. So guys, did you understand this, all this now?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Okay, now guys, we have to create an inventory. So inventory, you can have it on the command line also, but I'll show you the file. So file inventory means what? List of IP address. So I have got the 2 IP address already there. So here, this is the 2 IP address. So I'm going to create inventory here. So what I'm going to do is, see, I'm going to create inventory. The file name can be anything, but typically I keep it inventory because I have a habit of remembering. Sometimes host file also people say. Yeah, that's all. So this is the list of IP address separated by new line. It's inventory. So this inventory you created, but do you want to convert into the group? So what do you have to do? Same file, you have to convert into the group. So I'm creating one group, web group. So you can have a group where the list of IP address, and you want to create one more group, DV group. You can have thousands of server, but right now just for the demo 2 server only. Fake IP address I'm adding. Something like this. Okay, so like this. This group where you'll go, any idea? This group will go in the host here. You will write a group name here. So you can write, you don't have to write, by default it will become all group, but if you write a web group, only 2. If you write a DB, only 4. If you say all, which is a default, means everything. Simple logic. So here you see localhost or all or group name or ARS, group name of ARS or ungroup. Okay, so these are the things. So this is inventory created here. In real time it will be longer one, but I created. So guys, this one also I created, inventory also created. Now I have to create a playbook. So what is a playbook? It is a having play, multiple play. Each play we have a host and task. Task will have what? Module name and their parameters. So now if you go here, I'll show you a trick here. YAML file you have to little bit learn, but this is the, see here, examples. Each module you go the documentation, you will see the examples at the bottom section. Okay, see here. Here you have a example. So different examples are already given. See here, different example. So what you have to do? This is a one task. This is the one task. You can one task. Some of the options. These are the parameters. Parameters come from this. This is the parameter. Parameter. So it depends on what you need actually. It depends on your project requirement. You have to find out the parameter accordingly. Okay. So now what I'm going to do? I'm going to set up a server, web server. So I'll do 3 activities. I will start the I will install the HTTPD server, copy the index.html, and start the service. Three things. But in real time, you can do 50 things also. So it's up to you. So now I'm going to create one YAML file, and that is a playbook. So let me copy paste from the morning one. This is the YAML file. Look at this here. Look at this here. This is having one play right now, only one play, and this is the host. Where? Web. Where I declare web? In the inventory. See here. That means two machines. This command, this task will execute on web, two machines. But which task? These all are tasks will execute. So see here, yum. What is this yum? Is one of the module which I showed you. Packaging. Here it is. See here, one of the module. Using yum module, what you can do? RHL you can install stop any services. So the examples are there. You can copy from here also, but it's already there, which is here. So you can install, and you see yum module, parameter name and state. Okay, so look at this here. Where is the name? Go up. Name. State. See, state is here, and you have to find out the name also. So here it is. Okay, so like this. So you have tried this YAML file. See, you are copying which file? Index file from the current location to where? So I have to create this index file here, right? So vi index.html, and here h1 welcome to DevOps school.com. Okay, h1. That's all. So save it. Okay, so this file is created. Now we want to start the services. So which module you will use? Just now I showed you service module. What do you want to do? Start it. So same thing here. Look at this. Module name, parameter, YAML. So little bit of YAML you have to run. So this is become a playbook. In the real time, you may have hundreds of tasks you want to do in one ARS. So then you'll have hundreds of modules for that. Just remember, if you want to do anything in the ARS, you have to have a module and their parameter. You need to know what you want to do in ARS, and depends on that you will get a modules, and there are thousands of modules like that. Are you getting the points here?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah. So guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to store all this content in the playbook. So let's name it web vi web.yaml, and here saved it. That's all. My playbook is written. So typically you'll have a 500 machines here, multiple groups. Here you have a one YAML, multiple YAML, depends on your things. So now you have to test it. So guys, one more thing, which is the last thing here in this, you have to talk about. See, understand that this is you log into ACS, which I did it, and ACS will log into the ARS and execute all these playbook tasks one by one in a sequence. See, it will send parallelly. Understand that from here it will send parallelly, but here it will execute one task, two, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Parallelly it will send that to, and this will run in each machine parallelly, but here it will become a sequence. Are you getting my point? What I'm trying to say? This, you have a 3 tasks here, 1 task, 2 tasks, 3 tasks. This all playbook will be sent parallelly, but in here it will run in the sequence. First it will do this, then do this, then do this. Are you getting my points?
Yeah.
So now the question is how can you log into this server? I think I did talked about it. Authentication. There's a 2 things: authentication and authorization. Authentication means how to log in to this system, and second thing, what you are supposed to do. Are you authorized to do? So guys, typically when you say login, see here. First think about it, whether it's a Windows or Linux. Go to the architecture. Architecture has most of the information. See here. If it is a from ACS, you connect to ARS. Then if it is a Linux, then of course it's SSH. No, so SSH, how it supports user ID and password, or user ID and key. Windows WinRM HTTP, how it supports password and user ID. Simple. So right now in my case, I have a Linux, 2 Linux. So I need a user ID and password, or user ID and key. Now how do you authenticate? Authorize means escalate your permission. So one of the very popular thing which we have, sudo. Okay. So now all this option, guys, you will get it here only. Let me show you. Ansible -h. See here. Okay, look at this. Whatever the Ansible command line options you have, this is called optional arguments. These are the optional arguments. Okay, out of which I'm going to pass the inventory I. inventory. Okay, now here connection option, how can you authenticate? So username, you, password if you have -k, key if you have -key file. Okay, some of the extra SSH argument. Connection option, how can you increase your authorization? So if you want to sudo become, if you have some other user and some other password and all, you can use this stuff. So all options you have in the command line only. So everything is ready right now. You see here all these things. What you want to run, web.yaml. Where you want to run, in this machines. Access, I need to copy. I have a key, right? Remember, I have a key. So let's copy keys PM file, which you get it when you create an instance. I have stored, actually I'm using same key. So here vi remote.pem, I copy paste, and this key file has to be in a different permission, others will not work. Okay, chmod 600 remote, done. 600. So guys, I got everything. I got the where I want to run, what I want to run. In the web.yaml you want to deploy, this is your software package. In Rust, what do you want to deploy? This package. It can be anything else also. Logic, think about it, logic. Okay, and this is a permission file, and username I'll provide in the command line. So everything is got ready. Did you understand that? What is the main thing in the Ansible? Did you understand this?
Yes, Rajesh.
Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run it. How can you run it? So for that, I think command I did not write, I'll put it up. Ansible -playbook. Which inventory? Which file? Inventory file. And which YAML file, what script you want to run? Web.yaml. And with what permission? Username. What username? Sent to us. Where is the key file? Key file is -key file is equal to remote.pm. Enter. That's all. Now this ACS is trying to log into each machines parallelly, 5 machines at a time it will log in. This is the default setting. You want to increase, you can do that in the configuration. But what is this? Guys, have you seen this message ever?
Maybe you have mentioned the random IP. So might be is not able to understand those IP address.
No.
Is it because of SSH?
Okay, see, this is the Linux behavior, nothing to do with the Ansible. But what happens when you connect to from one Linux to another machine, Linux first time, then your Linux says, boss, you are SSHing to other machine. Do you know you are doing this one with the intention? Are you sure about it? Then if you say yes, then known host will be added. If you say no, disconnected will happen. So think about it. If I do yes thousands of times, I'll get mad, right? Don't you think so? Right now I have 2 machines. I can do 2 times yes, but thousands of times I'll get mad. So what I want to change this behavior of SSH for Ansible. So if I want to change any behavior of Ansible, any behavior like this one, then what should I do? Anyone? Anyone?
In the run command, you add ES dash y.
No. I said Ansible behavior itself. I don't want this prompt at all.
So in
I
playbook,
do not want prompt at all. So what should I do?
add a step in playbook.
No. I said, guys, very clearly, when you want to change the behavior of Ansible,
Okay.
got it?
Mm-hmm.
There's a default behavior set in this file. If you want really want different behavior, there's hundreds of entries are there. So you have to Control C. I did not pass anything. Okay. Now I'll go and modify this file. Now I know that entry, that's the reason I'm jumping to that, but you have to spend with a peace of mind every options, okay, or at least 5-6 option. Post key, check key. Where is that? It's here. Where is that? No record. No. Check key. Enter N. It's gone up. Oh, come on. Host key checking, we call it. Okay. So it's not good. Host underscore key. Enter. This is the record. And here it is. This though. See, they have written description also, so you should read. I enable this. That means I disable that options. Now, if I rerun that command, it will not ask. See, and now in the two machines, web. Remember, it's executing the playbook, which is web.yaml. 3 tasks you have. First task, second task, third task. What is the error? There is error. What is that? See here, there's a permission issue. Authorization is don't have. CentOS user don't have authorization. So what I should do? I should sudo -b. B means become. Those options you have in Ansible. Now you see they are trying to install the latest version of Apache. Okay, see here. Installation done. See here. Task number 1. Install the latest Apache. Copy the file. Started the service. Can we verify this? See here. Done. So guys, what is the responsibility you have in Ansible? What is your responsibility? What do you think? You have to write a playbook. You have to write a playbook. And for that, playbook is important because inventory is just simple, right? Playbook. And for that, first you need to know what you want to install, what you want to configure. First you do manual activity, then convert steps pseudocode, and for each step you'll have to find out the task and the parameters. Test each task and continue writing the playbook. Did you understand this? All this stuff? Any questions? Any questions, guys? Hello.
No,
Are you
Rajesh.
there?
No, okay, Rajesh.
Yeah. Okay. So now, guys, I am going to little bit incorporate some other additions in this program. Now let's do that. Now variables. I'm going to introduce some of the variables here. So web.yaml. Here I'm going to write some variables. How can you write a variables? Vars. What is this? Age. What is this variable? 22. So how can you display the variable? If you can use anywhere else also, but if you want to display on the console, you can use debug module. So debug module, one of the modules to Ansible to display the variable on the console. Ansible module, Ansible debug module. See how I am copying. So just you need to know the module name. First I want to know founder of the module. I will directly hit to the bottom section of it, and here I will just copy the entire line and I paste it. I'll remove everything whatever I don't want, and only I want age. How do you call the variable? This way. So you should paste system.
To watch our complete session, enroll for our premium membership. Click onto the join button and enroll yourself with the best suited option.
Age, like this. Save it, rerun. There's some spelling mistake has happened. Where is that? I don't know. So I have to check it out. Spacing issues. YAML, you have to learn a little bit. 1, 2. Now done. Save it. Run. Now you see here. This is the way you can fit the variables. See here. 22. Okay. So what do you want? You want to create something else you want to do with this playbook conditioning. So vi web.yaml, some conditioning you want to do. So here refer this tutorial. All these tutorials you have here of Ansible tutorial, Ansible. So conditioning, open up this and you type this one. If so, there's a variable which is inbuilt variable which you call it a fact variable. So it will installed only if it is a Ansible is Debian, and here it should be Red Hat because my CentOS, right? Red Hat. Okay. So this work will be done only if it is a operating system Red Hat. Now this variable is inbuilt. Save it. Done. This is the way conditioning I'm adding. Rerun. Okay. Now you see here that has done because it's Red Hat. Oh, sorry, skipping because not Red Hat. How come it's skipping actually? So is it not Red Hat? How can you find out? I want to read the default variables Ansible localhost -m setup. This will give you all the default variables. Setup module will give you all the default variable which is set, which is called fact variable. I want to grep what? I want to grep Ansible OS family. This is set. I want to see what is that because the condition got skipped. So here grep and see it's a Red Hat. So how come it got skipped? It should not skipped actually. So I'm just checking. So here is there any problem? See H capital. See the small mistake. So here H, save it and rerun. This is the way. So you can add variables, you can add the conditioning, you can shoot anything. See this time it did not get executed, did not got skipped, it run. Okay, so it's idempotent. It's not happening anything, changes are false because it's already done. That's called idempotent. So guys, did you understand that how can you write a playbook and incorporate the changes whatever you have? Any questions?
No, Rajesh.
Okay, so now I'll give you a little bit of lab. Okay, so you have to do this. Now let me make you comfortable with it. When you go to the devopsschool.com blog and just type Ansible lab, that's all this lab you will get it. Ansible lab. So first you practice the which I taught you. Once you get comfortable, then you do go into this stuff. So this is Ansible lab. So many labs are there. You have to solve these labs. Now what about the videos? So guys, I have again for Ansible I think 30+ hours of videos are there. But where? LMS. Go to the LMS. If you really want to deep dive into this, each and every topic in detail you want to learn. First, don't spend too much time, otherwise you lose the interest. But you first go through whatever I said, whatever I did, become comfortable, and then you spend time on that. Because each topic we have deep dive, and here you see 1 to 12 sessions you have. So here you talk about the introduction session, terminology and architecture, ad hoc commands, authentication, authorization, inventory, playbook, variables, templates, rules, windows, vault, many things. Tower also. Tower is the last one. So you'll get everything in one go, and including these recordings also. So you can try it out. Any questions, guys?
No, Rajesh.
Okay. So can we wrap this session up?
So Rajesh, before leaving, like today is my first class attending. So can you take one session for me?
I'll do one thing. Just can you buzz me on WhatsApp? I'll share the first recording with you and few
Okay.
recordings with you. So please
Okay.
go through that. Repeat will be little bit, annoying thing. Okay. So just go through that video. If you find any confusion, then I'll help you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
One more thing, guys. I have uploaded all the recordings. In fact, 2-3 recordings is pending right now. So I'll upload it in some time. So I've been doing this whole day, same work. Okay.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the 3D99 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.